I am pleased, of course, to be your MC and to take part in this celebration. It is exciting for our local community and for the entire province of New Brunswick. We are going to be recognized nationally. And first, I would like to invite to the podium the new Minister of Transportation and Infrastructure, Richard Ames.
Hi, everyone. Morning. Thank you, Andrea. I'm very pleased to be here today. It's a great spot for my first official announcement as Minister of Transportation and Infrastructure. I know, I'm now in my third week, and I'm honored and humbled to take this role on. As you can imagine, there's lots to learn, and I'm excited to get at the job. The provincial ferry system is part of a crucial network, and it's exciting that Canada Post has recognized the importance of this country's ferry system as a critical mode of transportation. What a great opportunity to highlight this in our own province for both the New Brunswickers and tourists alike. We were thrilled to learn that a new series of stamps, the Manan V, is one of 5 ferries across the country to be featured. And I believe this is the only one east of Quebec that's being recognized. That's amazing. The Manan V, which is loading up passengers right now, is sailing back to the island as we speak and has been part of the provincial fleet since 1990. Between the Manan V and the Manan Adventure, ferry service is available year-round, with these ferries combined transporting about 110,000 vehicles, 200,000 passengers, and millions of dollars in goods annually. That's important not only to residents and tourists, but to the economy of Manan and our entire province. We appreciate the work of Coastal Transport, as it does manage and operate not only the Manan ferries, but the Deer Island and Whitehead ferries as well. Congratulations all around to the Manan V being chosen to be immortalized on the postage stamp. So something that's really cool, we now have a piece of New Brunswick that's traveling the globe on a little postage stamp. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Minister Ames. It is now my pleasure to invite the Mayor of the Village of Manan, Bonnie Morse, to say a few remarks.
I just want to thank Andrea for her kind words and to thank everyone for the opportunity to speak today. We understand that the Manan V and the Adventure are both owned by the province, operated by Coastal Transport, but as Mananners, we feel a real sense of ownership. They are our ferries. Probably, as much as anybody thinks about a road leading into their community, but those belong to us in our mind. And so to see it commemorated on a stamp is very exciting. And while the Adventure is newer, it's in some ways more appropriate that it's the V that is recognized, because the V really changed Manan when it arrived from the black boat to what the V has offered us. When you look at the economy of Manan and how prior to that, the ability for tractor trailers, transport trucks to come, it has really allowed our industries to flourish. And socially and culturally, it gave Mananners the opportunity to travel that we never had before. We have the ability now to actually take a day trip to the mainland that previously we never did before the V arrived. Ferry crossings are a little unique for us because anybody who's been on the ferry, you know that we sit around and we talk to everybody who's coming and going, and you know where people are going, who's going to the dentist, who's going to the bank, and what they're doing. And in some ways, it's really a bonding experience for people on the island. And if you've ever had the opportunity to come home to Manan after a basketball or hockey team has won the championship, you understand what the celebration is like on the ferry deck. So I'm really happy we get to be here as part of the celebration for the stamp. As you said, it's great to see a little piece of Manan traveling the world, and thank you for letting us be here today.
Thank you so much, Bonnie. The island is truly lucky to have you. Now I'd ask Greg Ryder, the General Manager of Coastal Transport and one of the founding members of the Canadian Ferry Association, to come say a few words.
Good. Thank you, Andrea, and thank you guys for joining us today and to share this event. It's very exciting for the province, for Coastal Transport, and the Ryder family as well. Special thank you to the province for allowing Coastal to operate their ferries for New Brunswick. We're 57 years now, so we're looking forward to having our centennial celebration in just 35 more years or so. Also wanted to thank Canada Post for arranging this. They entered a list as a Canadian Ferry Association initiative that started in 2019 when they approached Canada Post, and we said, would you be interested in featuring ferries? And the reason for that is we wanted to highlight the essential need for ferries across the country, and which is why they've chosen 5 ferries from coast to coast. And we move, with ferries, we move 60 million people per year. We're almost as big as the airlines, but quite often it's overlooked. This should raise the profile a little bit, help people remember that they are important, they are essential, and for the 3 islands that we serve, we're the only link, we're the essential critical link to those ferries. So anyways, thank you guys for joining us today, and thank you for allowing me to speak.
Well, that concludes things today. I do want to say a special thank you again to all the residents from Grand Manan who did make the trip over. We understand how much time it does take out of your day, but we also understand how proud you must be to be able to share a little piece of your paradise with the rest of the world. So thank you very much for being here. And I just want to pack you all up. I know somebody said go for cake, but I want to pack you all up and just take you to Grand Manan so everybody gets a chance to visit. So if you have not been, then I'm going to encourage you. Make sure you make the trip. And if you get a chance to eat from the kitchen crew of Grand Manan 5, that's a bonus. So thank you very much for being here today.
Excellent.
A news and public affairs production of CHCO-TV, New Brunswick's only source for independent community television.